New rules set to come into force next week mean anyone in England trying to go abroad on holiday risks a £5,000 fine. But protests outdoors will be allowed again. Here's NTD's Jane Wowell with the details.
As England continues on its roadmap out of lockdown, MPs will vote on a raft of new measures later this week. Among those measures is a hefty fine of £5,000 for going abroad without a reasonable excuse. While current rules mean we aren't allowed to go on holiday abroad, this £5,000 fine is a new measure. If passed, it will come into force from the 29th of March. The regulations say there's a need for the rules to be reviewed by the 12th of April and every 35 days after that. The laws expire on the 30th of June unless they're scrapped beforehand. Some Conservative MPs say they'll vote against it, but it's expected to pass in the Commons this week. Under the government's roadmap out of lockdown, May 17th is the earliest date to travel abroad without a reasonable excuse. The Health Secretary stresses that the final decision of this date is yet to be made.
It is now too early to know where the Global Travel Task Force will come out and know what the decision will be for the 17th of May. And the reason for that is that we are seeing this third wave rising in some parts of Europe, and we're also seeing new variants.
England will move into its next stage out of lockdown on Monday, when people will be allowed to meet outdoors in groups of 6 or 2 household bubbles can meet. Also in the rules is the addition of protests as an exemption in the ban on mass gatherings, as long as required precautions are taken. It follows pressure from campaigners and MPs to make the rules around protests clearer. The vote on the regulations will happen in Parliament on Thursday. Jane Wowell, NTD News, London.